All right, 3-4 defense system is Coach Brady talking about situational football and some of the things we practice here at St. Mary's Riken on a weekly basis. I think it's important that we talk about these with our players, our coaches, as a staff, understand how we're going to approach these different situations, and that our kids understand how the situations are different, how they help you win football games. All right, so there's 5 basic ones we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about coming out of the end zone, talk about the red zone, the goal line, 4-minute drill, and 2-minute drill. I think all 5 of these are things you can practice every week during the season. Definitely have to be something you do during camp as far as that goes. All right, so why do we practice situations? Well, the reason we want to do that is we want to improve the football acumen of our players and coaches to understand a situation, what is trying to be accomplished by both sides of the ball. How do we win, in those situations? What are we trying to accomplish? Usually it's pretty simple, but still it's something we want to talk about, for our kids to understand, even coaches to be on the same page and understand why we call certain plays, certain defenses, how we're going to attack the offense, how certain personnel groups or formations may dictate what they're going to do offensively and what we can expect. The more we can know about who we're playing and understand the situation, the better off we're going to be. But I think the biggest thing is it brings us together as a family, as a football program, on our schemes, on both sides of the ball. Okay, very, very important as far as that goes. All right, so first one, we're going to talk about coming out. So what is coming out? Offense has the ball on the -1 to -9 yard line. So they just got the ball. They got a long way to go, right? They got 90-plus yards to get a touchdown. So our goal on defense is, number one, we'd love to get a takeaway and score a touchdown, get a safety, all right? Or worst case scenario, we're going to force a punt and 4 downs. We want to make them kick the ball out of their own end zone and obviously change the field position as best we can. The offense, they are trying to get a first down. Their number one goal is to get the ball out past the 11-yard line, okay, or wherever the first down may be, to get themselves another set of downs. That's the offense's goal, all right, to change the field position back. All right. Again, talking about how we're going to win. Okay, no first downs. Okay, win the field position battle and score on defense. These are all goals of ours anyways. We're going to have a lot of 3 and outs as a defense. This only fits that. So during this scenario, our guys are even more hyped up to try and get that stop. We should have a better chance of success because the offense is going to be limited to the plays that they run, right? So you're an offense and you're coming out. So we kind of have an expectation already. No matter who we're playing from week to week, it doesn't matter what your offensive scheme is. When you get backed up, you're going to probably run some of these types of plays. Number one, even if you're a gun team, you're probably going to be under center, right? Especially if the ball is 1 yard or closer to the goal line, okay? You're going to run quarterback sneak. You're going to run downhill quick runs, dive to the fullback, ISO. It's going to be a physical attacking AB cylinder type run play, okay? That's number one. Number two, you might take a shot. So our DB's got to be awake. You can't fall asleep and give a big post or a fade ball down the sideline because that's a good play here. You have a really good receiver. Okay, you think you have a mismatch you like. You're going to get one-on-one, anyways. So take a shot down the field to try and get yourself out of that hole you're in if you have trouble running the football. Quick throws or even an RPO. Right, where you're going to try and get the ball out to the flat, try and attack if a corner's too far off, try and hit a quick hitch, quick out based on the coverage we're playing. A lot of teams don't play man down here as much defensively because we're afraid to be in man, have somebody fall down and give up a 90-yard touchdown. Right, so it goes both sides of the scenario of how you're attacking it. But so you get a lot of zone from defenses down here. Even though they might be aggressive, you're probably going to get some kind of a zone blitz. Right, and then play action pass. Okay, draw the defense up, try and hit a tight end, try and hit a secondary receiver somehow or over the middle where you get the defense, deep guys deep, the front 7 are attacking, and you have that middle area where you can get the ball off, okay? Things you probably won't see, though, down here, you probably won't see toss, you probably won't see option, you won't see any kind of pulls by the lineman because that gives an opportunity for the defense to get into the backfield. So as a defense, we already know kind of what we're going to get going in to help us have success. All right, so that's coming out. Excuse me, the next one. So red zone. Offense has the ball. We call the red zone the +20 to the +5 going in the score. Okay, we're going to work on red zone every day in practice with different scenarios because you win and lose games in the red zone. In a game, if you win a game by 3 points and you stop the team in the red zone one time on defense and hold them to a field goal, you won that game really on that one drive. So we want to make sure we do a really good job in the red zone. Okay, as far as that goes. How do we win in the red zone on defense? Okay, we hold them to a field goal. Okay, ultimately you want no points. Okay, the best scenario for us on defense is to hold them to a field goal and block the field goal, right? Force them to kick and then block that kick. We want to try and get them into 3rd and 4th and long in the red zone. Okay, force them to have to kick the ball on 4th down, or get them in a 4th and long where the kicker isn't good enough to make a field goal, they don't feel comfortable, and they have to take a shot, right? Now we get them, they get the ball on the 15, they end up on the 22, it's 4th and 17, and now they got to take a shot in the end zone, and then the percentages for us are very high, they won't have success, right? So we get a 4 and out, get the ball back, and we bring all that momentum back to our side of the field. So I think that's very important in the red zone for a defense. Okay, offensively, what are they going to run? Well, you can bet you're probably going to see their best play, whatever that is. So if they're running power, if they're running toss, counter, whatever they do best as an offense, they're going to run that play, and they're probably going to give the ball to their best player as well, their best running back. Quarterback run game is really good down in the red zone. You add an extra gap, with the quarterback, you get nakeds, option, boots. You see some of those mentioned here, but the quarterback run game is definitely something you're going to see down in the red zone a lot. Attacking the edges. If you start really jamming it up in there, even in the red zone, teams start to attack the edge on you, right? So we got to be really good on the edges as well, and really good with contain. And the last one, you're going to see team take a quick shot down here. Quick fade to the outside receiver, one-on-one. Or if you're in man, try and get your slot on a safety or an outside linebacker and run a corner route. Okay, whether that's a seam fade or a traditional corner route to the back, the end zone. Those are 2 routes you'll definitely see in the red zone. You need to practice against those routes and let your kids have success in defending them. Okay? That's the red zone. All right, now, so they're in the red zone, now they're in the goal line, right? So now we're really backed up. And one thing we've always talked about here, is making them play another play. Make them keep lining up again. I've talked about it a few times during this talk. Same thing down here. They're in the red zone. Hey, they get 1st and goal at the 4. Let's make them keep lining it up. Okay? How do we win down here? Obviously, we don't want to give up any touchdowns anytime. But once the team gets the ball inside the 5, if you hold them to a field goal, that's a win for a defense. Right? They got there. We go 3 and out inside the 5. They kick a field goal. We won. Right? That's a momentum changer too. They're mad they didn't get a touchdown. We know we got a big stop. All right. We want to create negative plays. So we want to get penetration in the goal line. Defensively, our goal was to be attacking, get people through gaps, try and force them to have a negative play. If they start 1st and goal at the 4 and they end up 2nd and goal at the 6, that's huge for us. Because in the offensive coordinator's mind, you now have affected him, right? We've changed his play calling down here from being downhill, run the ball into the end zone, because 2nd and 6 is way different than 2nd and 2, as you know from the goal line, all right? So we want to try and get them in the negative plays and get penetration. We want to force them to throw the football. The field is really constricted down there, and a lot of interceptions happen in the goal line. Guys are often wide open too, because we're so worried about the run, they sneak guys out. That's where our eye discipline is really important if we're playing man. With our coverages, we got to see our man and understand that guy's getting out. But also, because of the constricted area and a lot more bodies, and the quarterback's going to have pressure on him a lot faster than normal in the red zone. In the goal line, a lot of times they make poor decisions down there because quarterbacks want touchdowns. So we want to force them to throw the football if we can. What are you going to see from the offense? You're probably going to see some power run game. You may see more big guys in the game. Extra tackle. You may see 22 personnel. If they're a 11 personnel, 10 personnel team, they may go to 2 tights, two backs, get bigger guys on the field, trying to just power the ball into the end zone under center. You're going to see quarterback sneak and fullback dive. The closer you get to the goal line, we always talk about the more we have to have people in the middle of the defense for us, the more we're going to squeeze the center, take away the A gaps and B gaps if we can, to force them to do something else. Again, it gets back to as a defense, we talk about making the offense go east and west. Well, it's no different inside the 5-yard line. If we can force them to go east and west, it gives us more of a chance to knock that guy down and trip him up and keep him out of the end zone than if he's going straight ahead north and south. All right. You might see option down here, but a lot of times the quarterback won't pitch the ball. He's going to hand it to the fullback or he's going to keep it himself. Quarterback follows a great play inside the 5. And again, the play action pass that we talked about. But again, we always see pass in the goal line as us winning. If they're throwing the football, it means they can't run it in. Because why would you throw the ball if you can run it in? Right? So we want to make sure they have to throw the football to score a touchdown. One of our goals always every year is to limit rushing touchdowns. If you can ever have a season where you have no rushing touchdowns the whole season, it's going to be a really good season, right? So that's one of the goals you got to think about, is forcing teams to throw the ball down here inside the 5. All right, another situation. A lot of teams don't practice this, but it's very important because you get into a game, it can win you a football game. 4-minute drill. So in 4-minute drill, for us, for our program, that means the offense has the lead. They're winning. Okay, we need the ball back. There's 4 minutes left in the game, somewhere in that time period where we have to get the ball back for us to win the football game, for our offense to have the ball go down and score. Okay, their goal is to run out the clock and take a knee to end the game. Our goal is to force a punt or get the ball back with a turnover. All right, so how do we win? Well, if we get a 3 and out, that's awesome, because that means we're going to have 2 minutes or so left to go in the game. Maybe we save our timeouts too. Because if the offense gets even 1 first down in 4-minute drill, we got to start using our timeouts. Okay, and that's going to make it harder on our offense to score to win the game at the end. We want to get off the pile quickly. We want to force that ball carrier out of bounds if ever possible. If we can get that guy to go out of bounds, that'd be great for us, okay? We want to get up off the ground, help the ball carrier off the ground. Because the sooner we get up and get the ball replaced by the ref, the sooner the clock will start again. We want to try and get the ball back as fast as we can for our offense. Okay, another thing, we want to tackle high if we can during this time. We want the first guy to secure the tackle high so the second guy can strip the ball. Again, we're trying to take the ball away in this period. First off is to make the tackle and give them no first downs, but second off would be to get a turnover, right? Take the ball away. The last thing is incomplete passes are our friend, right? We want incomplete passes. Anything that stops the clock helps us to limit the time, give our offense more time to get back on the field, obviously, okay? All right. Offensive plays during 4-minute drill. Again, they're going to run their best plays and they're going to get the ball in their best running back's hands. That's what I would do. You know, you're going to try and what you do well. If they're a power run team, you're going to see it. Even sometimes they're not. They're going to try and run ISO or power. They're going to, try and really secure the football, keep it in the A and B gaps if they can. Trying to get 3 or 4 yards of play and get a first down. That's going to be their goal. You might see a naked boot where the quarterback is not going to throw the football at all, but they're going to do a great fake. They're going to suck you up in there and try and get him out on the edge to try and run for a first down, and essentially end the game for them. Yeah, remember, their goal was to get a first down. Most teams in 4-minute drill will not throw the football, right, if they're winning. A lot of teams won't. But you got to know who you're playing. That's where it comes down to who's the offensive coordinator, who's the head coach for the other team, how much they're willing to gamble. If they're very conservative, they will not throw the football during 4-minute drill, right? You already know that as a defensive coach. So we want to be aggressive here. We're trying to get negative plays if we can. If they throw the football, that's great for us, again, in 4-minute drill. But essentially, for us to win, get off the pile fast, try and get them out of bounds, okay, and get the ball back for offense as soon as you possibly can with the most time on the clock in a basic deal. All right. Excuse me. All right, so 2-minute drill. 2-minute drill, okay? Now, we're winning the game, okay? Or it could be a second quarter as well, right? You have 2-minute drill at the end of the half, or fourth quarter. But anyways, the offense is trying to score fast. They're in a hurry-up mode. They're going to try and snap the ball every 7 to 10 seconds with a play, right? Our goal is no points and no big plays. We cannot allow a big play in 2-minute drill, okay? That just gives them energy, emotion, and now they're getting going down the field and they're feeling good about scoring points against us. All right, how do we win? Number one, we got to keep our poise. We got to get our call. We got to communicate, because during 2-minute drills, a lot going on. People are shouting, yelling, they're running around. The offense is going crazy, trying to get their plays in. They're getting lined up, and they're snapping the ball really fast, right? So we as a defense, we got to get lined up. We got to know our call. We got to be on the same page. The worst thing that can happen to you in 2-minute drill is for half the defense to play one thing and the other half to do something else, right? That's beating ourselves. Okay, so let's make sure we get the call and we do our job. Okay, in 2-minute drill, we want to stay on the pile now. We want to get up slow. Okay, we want to burn as much time as possible. Now we're trying to keep the ball carrier inbounds. If I'm a corner and the running back's coming, I want to try and actually take away the sideline and force him to stay inbounds. Tackle that guy inside the sidelines, keep that clock running. All right, and obviously you want to force the offense to punt if it's second quarter. If it's the fourth quarter, we got to either take the ball away or get them to go 4 and out and end the game, so we get to celebrate. All right, plays to expect in 2 minutes. We're going to get quick game. right? You're going to get catch and throw kind of stuff. We're going to, quick outs, slants, all those kind of quick throws. Especially if we're off playing cover 3 or playing quarters, there's a lot of underneath area available. We're only rushing 4. They're going to have some areas to throw the football, so we're aware of that. The biggest thing on quick game is this: hey, let's make the tackle, knock it down, make them line up again. They get 5-6 yards of play. That's going to burn a lot of time to go. If they have to go 70 yards or 80 yards to win the game. Okay. Middle of the field passes, obviously, you always see that in 2-minute drill. It just comes down to doing your job, right, and understanding what your responsibility is and playing the football. Okay. But we will see some middle field passes there, or attempts at it, which could be a skinny post, it could be a dig, it could be an over route. You're going to see some of those concepts, especially if we're only rushing 4 and they think they have more time to hit an over route. Okay, that's a good time to see that play. Draw and screen, great 2-minute plays. A lot of times teams will start a 2-minute drive with a draw or a screen, just trying to get a little momentum, get a play. You'll also see teams start 2-minute with their basic zone run, with their best run play. Because you're in 2-minute mode as a defense, you're thinking pass, 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 D-line's rushing, secondary's dropping. They may try and trap you or run a power or something like that, catch you off guard and get, 11 yards on the first play and get a first down. And, obviously in high school, stop the clock. The last thing you're going to see in 2-minute, I think a lot, is sprint out. Because that gets the quarterback. If you decide to pin your ears back as a defense and go after them, they're going to try and get on the edge now of your defense, put some pressure on you. So it's important for us defensively to always have contain on these plays. As you know, in 2-minute drill, anytime a quarterback breaks the pocket on a drop back pass, it's dangerous for a defense, because now we got to cover for 6-7 seconds. We're used to covering for 3 to 4. So anytime the quarterback can get on the edge, that's bad for us. We want to make sure that we practice that, but we do a good job of our contained rushers of not allowing that to happen, especially in 2-minute. Okay. All right, so we went through 5 situations. Again, I think the biggest thing here for you guys to take from this, from the 3-4 system, is we're going to be aggressive and attack the offense. But these bring people together, right? They bring our schemes together, help us to marry up. We understand what we're trying to accomplish. Now, when you're doing these schemes, we like the meeting room. If we're going to do red zone today, for the first time in camp, we're going to talk about it in the meeting room. We're going to show them some film of red zone from last year. Then we're going to go out in the field. Before we actually do the drill, bring everybody up. We talk about red zone again. What's the offense trying to accomplish? They want to score, obviously, right? What's the defense trying to accomplish, right? And what are we going to do today? And what is the challenge today for us? What's the scenario? I think this also gets back to, I've talked a lot about understanding situations of games for players. And it's also how we call the plays on defense as a coach. But the more the players understand situations, how teams react to that, what they're trying to do in those situations, the better players we can be and the more success we can have.